Today we will be demonstrating first angle orthographic projection. Now, you have already had your first attempt at first angle orthographic projection in activity 5, right? Now, the orthographic axis was already prepared for you, so you just needed to draw this 3D object in first angle orthographic projection. And right here we can see the front view, which is labeled there. And here we can see the side view, which would be right over there. And then we can see the top view, which is right over there. Now that is what first angle orthographic projection is. It is a drawing of the flat face of an object. So when you need to draw orthographic projection, you draw the 3 different views that you can see on a 3D object, right? Namely the front view, the side view, and the top view. And it is drawn on an orthographic axis like the one you see here. Now, activity 6 provides us another opportunity to do first angle orthographic projection. In this case, we have a mobile staircase, right? Now, the one that you have pasted in your book, of course, is a tad bit unclear, but the one you can see on screen now should be much better to see, right? So it should be very clear, right? And it's in color as well. Now, the activity says that we should study the example of first angle orthographic projections. The front view, side view, and top view are here provided to assist you in doing your first angle orthographic projection drawing. Now, as you can see, this first angle orthographic projection drawing is complete, right? There might be a little possibility for doing some shading, right? But this drawing is complete. We are going to replicate it, but we are going to draw our orthographic axis from scratch. We're going to do it right on our own. Now, I have provided you with a page like this. Okay, I cut the white spaces out so that I'm only left with the grid. In orthographic projection, we are not going to draw on this grid line. Instead, we are going to use the blank side of the page. And as you can see, the lines are still visible. And these lines will be here to guide you, right? So what we are going to do now is we are going to first begin with the orthographic axis. I'll move this out of view so that we only have this page visible. First, I need to create a fold. So I'm going to ensure that the points of the page meet right over here, right? What we want is a perfect fold, much like this, right? So that when you fold your page, they actually fold on one of these lines here, right? That's what you want, okay? So just to ensure that you follow the instructions in this video properly, okay? So what we want to see is something like this, a line, right? Now this vertical line, I will then draw using my pencil. And the line types we are going to use for orthographic projection today will be construction lines and then visible lines. So you will of course need your ruler. I've got an additional one right over here, a smaller one. Then you're going to need your pencil, right, and an eraser. I prefer to use one of these, right? The eraser will be to erase the construction lines once your drawing is complete. So let's continue with our orthographic axis. Okay, so I am now going to draw a vertical line along the fold, and I'm going to try and get it as perfect as possible Your orthographic axis can be a little visible, so you can actually press harder on your pencil to ensure that your line becomes visible, right? Perfect, look at that. Next, I am going to create a fold like this, and I'm going to fold the page only up until the point where it makes contact with this line, right? So let's do our best to ensure that we only get to that point, right? I'm going to have a look on the side. Okay, so I think that would pretty much be it. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw a line from the point where these two intersect right up until the corner of the page. Right, so then you should be left with something like this. Now I will draw a horizontal line at the point where those two lines then intersect, and as you can see, they intersect right on one of these grid lines. So then I am left with lines that are vertical, horizontal, and this one diagonally goes to the edge of the page in the corner there. Right. Now I need to draw at least 4 additional lines. Now using the grid that I've got here, that will guide me. So I need to draw one block to the left, another vertical line, and one block to the right, another vertical line, one block below, one horizontal line, one block above this horizontal line, another horizontal line. So I'm going to do that right now, starting with my vertical line to the left. Right, now try and get it on the lines as perfectly as possible. It's just gonna help in making your drawing look very accurate. Right, okay, so my line to the left has been drawn. Now I'm going to do my line to the right. Okay, just want to get it as perfect as possible. Right, hopefully what I've got here is okay. Looks good, looks good. Now I'm going to do my horizontal line one block below my first horizontal line that I drew. Okay, now I'm going to do the line one block above. Now these blocks on the grid are here to assist you. In normal cases, we would have measurements. So you would then be given measurements 5 millimeters to the left, 5 millimeters to the right, and 5 millimeters below, 5 millimeters above. But right now we have these blocks to guide us, right? So you are still learning how to do first angle orthographic projection. Now, ladies and gents, my orthographic axis is complete, right? I am ready to begin the construction lines to draw out the shape of my object, which is this mobile staircase, right? But first, I am going to go to the middle line here of the horizontal line. I'm going to create another fold on my page. So your page should be able to fold like this, right, along the vertical line. It should be able to fold like this along the horizontal line, and it should be able to fold like this to the point where they meet with the horizontal and the vertical line. So when I have completed my drawing, I am able to fold this part of the page, this right here, and I will be able to look at my drawing and see my front view, side view, and my top view. Right, so now we are going to do the construction lines for our mobile staircase. Just have one more look at it and see what the possible outcome will be. There's my front view, my side view, and my top view. Right. Now looking at my object over here and the way it is drawn, right? And when you look at the much more clearer image that's coming into view now, you will see that it is drawn on the same type of grid that you would see here. So that gives us the opportunity to then get it as accurate as possible, right? So if I am going to draw my front view, I can count on the example that it in fact goes 9 blocks to the left. So if I'm going to count the blocks that I can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This tells me that right over here I can actually draw my construction line. Right, so I'm going to draw a construction line right from the top of this page. Okay, and remember, construction lines are drawn thinly and finely so that they can be erased. I'm just putting a little extra pressure on my pencil so that you can see it. Right. So construction lines should actually be quite thin and finely drawn so that when I take my eraser, I can erase it easily. Right. The only line type we want to see is the visible line. Right. So for my side view, they are also going to be, instead of 9 blocks to the left or to the right, I will be counting 9 blocks up. Right, so using these blocks, I will count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right over there, if I can just make a dot there, I can now draw my construction line from this point to the right. Right. So what can I then do? I can actually erase this. See, when your construction line is drawn very thinly and finely, it's easy to erase and not even visible once it is erased. Okay, so what I've got now currently is a bit of the outline of where I will draw my front view, side view, and my top view. Okay, so along with my front view, there are 3 steps visible, right? As we can see here. Now these 3 steps, each of them have 3 blocks. So what am I going to do? I'm going to count 3 blocks up. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to make a little dot there. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to make a little dot there. Now the top one is fine. So next I will draw my construction lines on those lines to the right. Just want to get it perfectly on the line. Okay. Right, so now we can already see the outline of our front view. Right. So let us go and draw the construction lines necessary for the side view. Now I needed to count 9 blocks up, so this is where my drawing will start for my side view. Now in each of the steps there are 4 blocks to the right, and it will be 3 blocks down to the next step. Okay, so here goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So I'm counting the lines 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means I will have to do my construction line on this line right over here, and I will draw from that point straight down to the bottom. Okay. And now I need to count 3 blocks down. 1, 2, 3. See there? Already perfect. Okay, so from that point I need to count another 4 blocks to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at that point is where I will draw my next construction line. Right down perfectly on the line. Let's make sure. Right. If you make use of these lines as your guide, it's going to assist you in making this drawing look perfect. So construction line coming down. Right. Now we need to go another 3 blocks down. Right. Okay, so from that point would be 1, 2, 3, perfectly meeting at that point. So let us go 4 blocks to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this point is where I will then create my next construction line. Then I will be sure to get it on the line. Now drawing my construction line to the bottom. Right, so we can already see the outline of our side view. Okay, so let us go to the top view. Right, now the top view also 9 blocks to the left. We don't need to count that because we have a construction line right over there that will assist us in doing that. The only thing we need to do now is to count 4 blocks down 3 times. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So at that point I will draw a construction line to the right. Another 4 blocks down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at that point another construction line will be drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now another construction line. So I can actually start with this one right over here, making sure that it is on the line. Construction line to the right. Okay. Next. I will be drawing the next construction line, making sure that I do get it on the line. Cannot stress this enough. Okay, so currently what you're seeing is just a whole bunch of blocks, right? But we will now go over these construction lines with our visible lines. So we're going to begin with our front view. I'm going to use my small ruler, right, to draw the outline of my front view using visible lines. Notice how I am pressing harder on the pencil so that my line becomes darker, right? There's one part of the front view done. The front view is almost in full view, almost ready. Right, so what we've got there is our front view. Perfect. Next, we can continue to our side view. Right, so I will follow the blocks that I counted out. I did 4 to the right. So now I'm drawing my visible line there, and I needed to go 3 blocks down. So I'm doing that. And then another 4 to the right. Another 3 down. Four blocks to the right. And then 3 down. My table is a bit rough, as you can see, but now we've got the visible lines on our side view. Just gonna make the line that connects with the orthographic axis just a little bit darker here. Okay, right, perfect. So what I can actually do now is to erase some of these construction lines, like the ones over here, which are no longer necessary, because now I have the outline of my side view. Right, and then I can actually go on the inside and erase those construction lines as well. Right, so that's what it would look like. Now we can actually move on to our top view. So let us do that right now. All right. And you see what a big help the construction lines are. For when we do our visible lines, we only need to go over them. Right, so these construction lines I can now erase. So then, there we have our front view, our side view, and our top view. And as you can see how these construction lines flow from here right up to that point. Okay, and then from here right up to that point, and from this point right up to there. So we can actually leave those construction lines and then just erase the ones that stick out here at the bottom. Okay, and here near to the edge of the page. Okay, so let's label them. This was my front view, and this one is my side view. This one right over here is my top view. Okay, so now when I do that fold that I showed you earlier, it looks like this. I am then able to see the mobile staircase, my front view, side view, and my top view. and you will notice how these lines meet up right over here. If I can demonstrate it with my ruler, right there, there, and you can see there as well, right, how these lines meet right over there as well. Okay, so I successfully drew this mobile staircase in first angle orthographic projection. Guys and girls, there was no rocket science involved. It's the easiest thing in the whole world. Yes, if you agree. If you don't agree, I suggest you watch this video again from the start. But that concludes our little workshop on first angle orthographic projection. Now, once you've got this drawing complete, you can proceed to paste it in your notebook, and you're all done.